So something I'm realizing going through my Saturn return, I have been presented quite a few different types of men in a lot of the same like archetype. I'm understanding they're like the same soul in a different body, if that makes sense. I'm a super old soul, so I just feel like I can really understand people's dynamics and archetypes well now in my life because of all the work I've done. Something to know is like immature men will not be able to handle a woman during her Saturn return phase at all. They will like push her away because of the level of mastery that is like, you know, that's what a Saturn return is. It's like your first quarter life crisis, and you know, just a lot is settling in. You're growing into new mastery. You're shedding a lot.
Turn right.
You're embracing a lot of new aspects of self. And in order to do that, you need some solid people in your corner. Not just men, not just women, but I'm just saying for the men that have been, because it's been a theme in my life. And it's like so interesting because Saturn in my eyes is like, even though Capricorn is a feminine sign, Saturn in my eyes is like daddy in my eyes. And it's probably because Saturn's traditional ruler is Aquarius. So it's like the mature aspect Saturnarian people should have. So Aquarius people, Capricorn people, I expect these types of people to have a certain type of mastery when it comes to maturity and Saturnarian themes. It's very interesting, the souls I'm meeting and seeing that are really unequipped to handle Saturnian energy and the themes of Saturn. They just want to act like it doesn't exist because it matures them. It's like, is this the thing with men now, is men don't want to mature? And it's like because they've been such in a patriarchal form of like having to be the breadwinners of the family, the breadwinners and the strength and the backbone of the family. And I feel like this is part of the inversions that we're going through, is women are being more masculine because men are learning their feminine. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because we're actually embracing parts of ourselves that were oppressed over a long time. So it looks a little funky while it's getting balanced out, I feel. But something I'm noticing is there are men that are not embracing their highest mastery. They're not embracing their highest maturity because it's hard for them. It's that like Peter Pan syndrome. Women have it too, but not really. I see it more with men. And the infantile nature. Women actually do have it too. I'm gonna say it's with both, you know. There are a lot of people here that just don't want to grow up. That's what Saturn does, is Saturn grows us up. Some of us like to grow up. Some of us like to be more mature. Some of us like to be able to handle things with more ease, grace, and wisdom and maturity, because it's just like, yeah, like that is accomplishment. To be able to fucking solidify something maturely and handle it peacefully and maturely, that's just like the highest order. It's the highest order within man-made law and universal law. Like, let's make it make sense, y'all. And I also understand that this is like the Saturn return is definitely a phase of self-mastery. So like, I feel like you're going to be dipping in and out depending on your placements and your things. I have a very favorable Saturn return, thankfully. I have a trine in my water, so it's total spiritually yoking me and evolving me in all the ways that I love. I love to be ripped to the core, shredded, to like refurbish my spiritual bodies and beliefs and systems. That's a maturity for me that I strive for. I always want to be evolving. I always want to be doing better than I was doing before. Who wants to be in the same place that they were in a year ago? Who wants that? Nobody wants that. In certain places you might want that, but you need to sit your butt down. Anyways, Saturn grows us. Saturn gets us uncomfortable because it's Saturn's gonna put highlights, especially the Saturn return, on the spots that you need to grow in, that are like really like crusty, dusty, need to grow. And what I'm noticing is like a lot of y'all don't want to grow out here, and it's gross.
At the light.
And I'm sorry for just saying men, because it's women too. It's all of us. And I say this for all of us, and I'm not saying this at anyone in particular. I'm sorry. I've been on it with the men. I'm sorry. I got daddy issues, y'all. Y'all know this. It's no excuse. I'll do better. It's also just the terrible men that I've been choosing that have been loving me terribly. It's another part of my Saturn return. It's been beautiful. I love the growth. Sometimes I just want to, go through something enough time so that I can really get it. And that's a lot of what Saturn return is like sewing up the holes, observing the holes if you can, or you're fucking crashing out the whole time. Oh yeah, I could be crashing out. Like, are you kidding me? It's like, and I'm looking at the men that are, so the men that can't like assist me and hold space for me during my Saturn return. I'm just looking at y'all like, what the fuck did y'all do during your Saturn return? Like, you guys must have like just totally bypassed that, because you don't have the maturity that a evolved Saturn return person would have. Once someone goes through a Saturn return and evolves through that, they're able to assist others. That's where I'm at. I'm not trying to fucking leave people out fucking flailing. Like, and this is something that's coming big to me, is our Saturn return in our culture needs to be highlighted, because it's a big growth and initiation into our adulthood. We have no adulthood ceremonies or rituals in this fucking country, unless you're part of them with your own like groups and culture, religions at home, whatever. We really need to start honoring the age process and initiation into age, because that's what's keeping this world infantile and SANTANIC. That's what's keeping it that, because it's that infantile and dumb. I feel like that is just SATAN, just ignorant and knowing of it. We could do so much better. Just saying. Saturn return is huge. It's a huge part of our life. Happens around 27 to 30. I don't know the exact years. Look into it. It's when Saturn returns to the exact spot that it was in when you were born. So a huge reflection. That's like 20-something years for a full rotation. Huge reflection, and a lot in life. A lot changes. A lot transforms. A lot goes away. A lot gains. Most important thing is that it actually is a huge lesson. It's a giant lesson for all of us at that age point. So, and the thing is, the maturity is not yes, it's gonna be challenging. That is Saturn, is the challenge of the climb of the mountain. But if you're like getting shortcuts and not like getting the lesson of climbing the mountain, then what the frick is the freaking point? I want to be able to say I did that and I went through that.
Go past
and I mastered that. That's what I want to be able to do. That's important to me. Being masterful. Maybe it's just my Saturn in Pisces and the third house talking. That's tropical. I'm just all about the mastery. I'm all about the juggle. I'm all about the let's find the most efficient way to do as much as possible. That makes sense. Anyways, if someone gets it right, it'll at least be me, because I don't know why this is a big thing. I'm looking at the age of the Saturn return. That's a lot happening for us as humans, as avatars, and it's our job to be able to understand the mastery that's coming through cosmically. To not is just like a disservice to our body, disservice to our highest embodiment of human that we could have, because God gave us the technology with these things and understandings to understand them. They're gateways, they're portals. The Saturn return is a gateway to heaven or hell, depending on how it's carved. So I can tell who really went through hell, and there's